Welcome to Soccer for Like It, the Man United Direction, the channel for United and football fans, the biggest and best fan channel in United States. Right, we are here talking about Man United 1, Bournemouth 1. Joining me today on our international pod is the one and only Vin representing the UK, the
Hey guys,
analyst.
how you all doing?
Right, representing the USA, our globe-trotting director, Mr. Devin in the house.
Hey guys, how's it going?
All right, mate. I ain't seen you in a while, but good to see you. Good to see you. Right.
Does Devin have a nickname, by the way?
Yes, the global
What is it?
globetrotter.
Just the Globetrotter?
Yeah, he's
Okay.
always in one. If you say, "Where,
That
Devin? Where are you?" I'm
always
here.
Right,
Globetrotting.
right now, where am I?
He's in
I'm in,
Kosovo.
You're
yeah,
outside Man United Stadium, aren't you?
I'm
Standing next to Rasmus.
in, I'm in Kosovo right now.
Where?
Kosovo.
Kosovo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
What are you doing there?
I got some work activities to do.
Anything to do with the war?
No,
Okay.
No, he's a globetrotter. That's what I keep saying. He's
So
right.
that's his nickname, Globetrotter.
Yep.
Okay.
I got,
And when
I
when
got,
United come on tour, wherever they are, he's there.
I got to pay for these trips around the world somehow.
Yeah. Are you doing IT related work there?
Yeah, I'm a cyber engineer.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So
Hmm.
yeah, it's a very in-demand career.
Yes.
Yep, I can see.
Fine.
Right.
That's good.
Right. As we can see, United played a 1-1 draw. I mean, we were talking about it through the chat, but they dug deep, saved some pride, got a point, moved 1 point up, moved one spot up the table. What do you guys think, Devin? I mean, they created chances today, I must say. What do you think?
I mean, this is gonna sound very bad as a United fan, but
Let's hear it.
I've already written off the Premier League this
Yeah,
season.
yeah. You and thousands
So,
have written
I
off.
mean, it's like the way how I've been thinking the Premier League the rest of the season should go is any of the youth players who are on the fringe of making it into the first team, let them go and let them get proper first team minutes now. Because obviously, when they first make it up to the team, they're gonna be nervous, they're gonna have their jitters, all of that. Let them get it out now. We have nothing. They have nothing to lose right now. I can't believe I'm saying this as a United fan. We're guaranteed
That's what
safe.
I said last week, by
We're
the way.
guaranteed
Yeah,
safety from relegation. I can't believe I'm
Yeah.
saying I'm a United fan. So we literally have nothing to lose in the Premier League. We need to be going all out for Europa. And I can tell you when I saw the lineup today, I was a bit nervous.
because of the game on Thursday.
No, because it's not only that. My fear was players getting injured because Man United does not have a good injury record. And watching the game and watching how it went and how Bournemouth were playing, I was
Very
actually
physical.
really worried that we were going to have another injury to a key player. So you know what? I watched it anyway because regardless, I will still always watch the match.
Mm.
Um, you see from the beginning, like when Tyler Adams said that challenge in there, I still believe that was a red card challenge.
No,
And
yeah,
then for us to concede literally right after that, I was like, here we go.
yeah,
And then
yeah.
it just seemed like we were not getting any calls at all
No,
going our
no,
way.
bro.
Nothing. And so then just like finally one their player gets a red card, which people are even debating that. I don't know how. And we dug in
Exactly.
and thankfully, well, I mean, all I can say right now, I wish I could play like the rock sound. Finally, this man behind me scored. So you know what? I'm happy for him for that.
Yes,
And I hope now
Rasmus.
he's got his
I happy
moral
too.
back. And I hope that he can retain some of the form he had in Europa League in the beginning of the season.
It'd be nice. That'd be nice. Vim,
Who,
what's your
who's
take on the
this?
game?
Who's going to regain the form?
Rasmus, your mate.
Mate, I doubt it very much.
You've written that guy since like
He's a
6 months
right. He's a
ago.
write-off. He needs to be out of this club. Just
David, you
just
heard that right?
get some money back.
What'd you say?
He
You need
said
to get some money
he
back
wants
on the
him
guy
out.
behind you.
Well,
Yeah,
you could speak that way right now, but we still need him to the end of the season.
Exactly.
it's not going to do anything though, is he?
Do you know, bro?
I mean,
Honestly,
David, realistic, you're
yeah,
probably right, but we
yeah,
still have to hope. We still have to hope.
yeah. But the thing is, if Rasmus can't score goals, then he should at least try to hold up the ball and win headers. And he doesn't even do that. Harry Maguire is a better hold-up person or player than Rasmus is at the moment, and that tells you a lot. Maguire is a defender. Rasmus is a centre forward. Rasmus, if he can't score, do something else that's going to help the team.
All right.
Not just run around like a headless chicken, but be able to head the ball. He can't even head the ball sometimes. Have you ever seen? Do you see him head it
That's
much?
true. When
He
crosses
doesn't
come
win
in.
headers. Doesn't head the ball. I don't think he's ever scored a goal with his head, and I hardly see him head the ball. And if you can't score, at least keep the ball and hold the ball until players can get up there. That's the whole point. You've got to allow the team to get forward. And he can't even do that. He just can't. He just can't do the basics. I really don't know what he's doing.
So
And
you want him done.
I really he needs. He's not suitable for this club. He might be suited in Atlanta or wherever else, or Australian League, wherever he played. Uh, and I heard he was good at Atlanta. Maybe you
Yeah.
should.
But
Maybe that's his level.
Vim, are you kind of going to give him a bit of benefit of the doubt that he's a young player and he didn't have anyone to learn from? Can you kind
No,
of squeeze that into a benefit of doubt or no?
no, no,
Dang.
no. I think it's like taking a job which you know you're going to fail at. You either stay at a company where you're going to have a successful career and be happy and achieve and perform, which he was doing at Atlanta, or he probably saw the bright lights in the big city of Man United and think, right, I'm going to go there because that's, you can never refuse a job like that. The fact is, he was never suited for this job. He
Right.
should have stayed at Atlanta. That's his level.
I
That's his
also
lane.
I also think that he was put in a bad position by our board
Yeah. Yeah, I think so
because I
too.
mean, obviously he's a childhood Man United fan. So if Man United
Is
comes
he?
calling, yeah, he is.
Phew.
Yeah, like when he first came onto the when he first got signed, he was showing pictures of him like in kits as a kid and all that as well too.
Okay.
So I mean, it's like if you're a fan and they come calling, are you really gonna say no?
No, that's probably why he didn't refuse it. But
So,
the fact is, this
but
job
with
was too
that,
big for him.
but with that being said, I say he was put in a bad position because you were expecting him. He came to the club as what 19, 20 years old,
Yep.
and he's supposed to be the main striker leading the line.
That's too much.
And that's where I have an issue the most about it
Yeah, I
because I
agree
still
with
believe they should have signed an established striker ahead of that to mentor him so he could go into that role.
100%.
So
That's why I said Vim.
he's out there trying to develop and do all this, and he has no proper mentor. And so I like when Van Nistelrooy came to the club, I thought there could be something there. But obviously Van Nistelrooy's gone now, so I don't really
Well,
know. And as
we
well as Benny
could,
McCarthy is gone too. So it's
yeah,
like, all right, who is there for him to learn from? To be very realistic, I believe the best solution for Rasmus this summer is to get a loan somewhere where he can
yeah,
learn on the striker.
Wow.
yeah.
In
We
my
need to load
opinion.
him off definitely because we're not going to get any good resale value on this guy at the moment. So
I
yeah, we
mean,
need to
I
load him
think it's
off.
too early to sell him just yet. I mean,
Yeah,
he's
you got
been
you,
what,
you got
third
you got to loan
season?
him to a club with an established striker for him to learn from.
This is his third season, or
The
his
thing is, though,
second.
why
Second.
do we need to put him next to a striker to learn from? How old is he
No,
now?
even in training,
I think
even
he's
in
like
No,
20,
training.
either 20 or 21, so he's still
yeah,
young.
but so the thing is, he was leading the line at Atalanta. Yeah, it's just that and he's got a physicality, and he was doing well there. I've not seen any clips of him playing well at Atlanta, but
Okay,
that's what
he's
I'm
22.
told.
He's 22.
Okay, so he's 22. Why
So
does
he's
he
still young.
still need someone to learn from? He's in the Premier League. He's in the big boy shoes. He's 22 years old. There are strikers younger than him that will have much more success, and they're not learning from anyone. So
Well, I mean,
you either have the technical ability and the skill and the desire to do it, or you don't have it. And I don't think he's got the technical ability and skill.
so
He's certainly got desire, but he's missing
I,
the first
I
two.
I believe it'll be one of these situations where if we let him go, we'll come back to regret it.
Yeah, I think so. But I think this club is too big for him. The expectation is too big for him, and he's just
I,
gonna.
I just
He's
like I
just.
said,
Do
I
you know?
think
Do you know what Shearer said? Yeah, I hear what you're saying. You know what Shearer said? He
What did
said he
Shearer say?
sees a broken player in Rasmus now. He's a broken player.
of course he's going to say
We've
that he
broken
plays
him.
Man United. Of course he's going to say that.
No, no,
He's
but
gonna.
being
I don't
honest,
expect
being
anything
honest
different from
about
Shearer.
it, yeah, but being honest about it, he was the best striker, one of the best strikers to come out of this country, alongside, Gary Lineker's also pretty decent in his day,
Yeah.
even though he's a
Back in
poacher.
their day when football was different.
Shearer is a great striker, and he does talk about strikers very honestly from what I see on
Match of the day.
wherever he broadcasts, yeah,
Yeah.
Match of the Day, and he's talking about his movement. He's talking about his desire to get into the box. He's talking about his desire to win headers, to win the balls in the 6 yard box or get into the 12 yard box. He's getting there, but the ball's not coming to him, or he's late, or he's not got the desire to get in there. Certain strikers are really hungry to always be around the 6 yard box and constantly asking for the ball and
Right.
Van
and
Right.
Nistelrooy.
doing
Van
something,
Nistelrooy.
doing
Yeah.
something when they get it. He was getting service. He gets service in parts, and he doesn't do anything with it. So the team have lost confidence with him, and then in turn is destroying his confidence further. So it does make sense what Shearer is saying, that this guy is a broken player now, that his confidence is shot to pieces, and he does need to step away from the club to regain that.
I
My
mean, you
belief.
could,
I mean,
you could see all of that coming out for celebration for his goal
It
because
was frustration, yeah. It's a lot
yeah,
of frustration.
it was
Ah, scored! I
frustration.
finally scored.
Like
Yeah,
finally, thank
yeah,
God. And so,
yeah.
like,
So
'cause I mean, anybody could tell you that, especially like attacking players. Once you get that camel off your back, like that's what I'm
well,
hoping for.
what's
Because
the
like, you
so
see it a lot with the strikers when they're approaching a milestone where they were on fire until they get one or two goals close to it. Then all of a sudden they go on a slump, and
yeah,
then
I
when they
don't
get
see
two
that
goals
happening,
over that
honestly.
milestone, they
Yeah, yeah,
start
I
falling
don't see
above
that.
that.
I see this as a cover up. So
But
he's had 19 games without a goal. He's just reset that. He's going to go on another run with no goals.
we don't
Or
know that.
he's going to get
we
an
don't
occasional goal every now and then.
we don't know that.
Um, no, but I'm saying what I see with him is that he's had 19 games where he hasn't really contributed to the game. All he's done is run around, and he's not held up the ball. He's not won headers. He's not really won the ball that much. You know, it's simple 50-50. You and a defender, right? The defender gets in front of him and wins the ball. Why can't you even just? You're a stronger player than the defenders behind you. He's got physicality. Why is he not winning the ball? You know, stuff like that. So I think what he's done, he's just broken that long spell of 19 games without a goal, and now it resets. And I think it's going to go on another spell of where he's just going to play shit. Um, but
I
yeah,
can
that's
see
that's
you
my
have
thoughts.
written him off completely, and I get it.
He's
It's
just not. If we want to be where we want to be, which is top of the Premier League, he's not the person that's going to help us get there.
how
As a
about an
centre
experienced
forward,
striker with him? How would that work?
no, the problem is, you know, we've only got 11 spaces, and if we're going to get a proper a centre forward, we're going to need two very dynamic wide forwards to be alongside him, and Rasmus is not that. I just don't see him fitting anywhere in this team. I don't
Do
see a
you see
space for
him?
him.
Do you see him developing into that striker in the future?
No, I do not. I don't
So
Well,
think
if you
he's got.
don't
I
if
don't
you
think he's got
don't
the basic skills to do it.
if you don't see that, then the best thing is to cash in.
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, I see Vim's points. I see I see a guy who's written off this player completely, and I get it. He hasn't shown any signs of. It's been a tough season, but you got to
So
go back a bit. This season, we have created more chances than we previously. He is the first Man United striker in Man United history to have a debut and not have one chance created. Not one. On his debut, he didn't have a single chance on goal, not one. But that was not him. That was the team around him not creating. But some strikers, I don't want to start comparing to Ronaldo because that's different. Where they create their own chances. He doesn't. Because
yeah.
I think we got him when he was still learning. I mean, he does do okay for Denmark, but the Premier League is a beast. We all know that. And
you
I
know
feel he needs more time, my personal opinion.
another problem that comes in with this, and it's famous, especially with Man United players. It's not his fault, but the second that you come in and you cost a certain amount of money, in his case over 70 million, that's what's always going to be hovering over your head, no matter what. Look at what it did to Harry Maguire pre this season, because he's the world's most expensive defender.
Yep.
So, and
Yep.
how many seasons did it take him? Did it take him to finally start playing like it?
Yeah. Nearly four or
Do you-
five seasons.
Check this out
So,
though,
but
right?
and then the other difference though is Maguire is also a lot older and a lot more mature as a player. So, I mean, like I said, I still go back to it. I disagree with him in the sense about where he doesn't see him developing into that player. I think he will get there.
He's not going to lead our line. He's not going to do it successfully.
I think alone. That's why I said I want to see him on a loan in a club, and that will be. I think that will be a big factor in whether I change my mind or not.
I agree.
So the other thing is, right, when he was at Atalanta, he was in the Australian League before that. When he went to Atalanta, he had a good season there, and I think the value on him at that time was around £30 million. And then I think Man United came and have a look. I think it was John Murtough that came and had a look at him. As soon as Man United came along, Atalanta just put the price up to something ridiculous like 68 million. almost doubled in value.
Yep.
Rasmus's
Typical.
transfer, so we paid too much for him. If we'd paid 30 million for him or 20 million, something like that, I think, okay,
Funny.
fine.
Yeah.
He can be a squad player and be a support striker. His value now, right? So we paid what, 72 million for him with
Hmm.
everything. His value now currently is 37 million.
Ouch.
And it's the
Yeah.
fastest depreciating striker in the Premier League this season
Ouch.
and last.
Ouch. That's deep.
It's depreciated so
That's a lot.
much that we are stuck with
So, okay.
a player
So
that we've lost a
okay,
huge amount of
well,
money on.
I'm looking at his price tag right now, and so I'm seeing 64 million with 8 million in performance related add-ons. So I
Where are
don't know
you
if
seeing that?
I'm on Wikipedia right now reading it.
Okay.
Wikipedia is not updated
No,
frequently.
because what I wanted to see was if it was a straight 72 million or whether it was like a certain amount and then add-on fees as
Yeah,
well. If
68
these
plus
things
add-ons,
have
I
been met.
heard.
If
Oh,
these
Yeah,
things have been met.
over
yeah.
100%. Let me ask you guys both
Look
this.
at Transfer Market. Transfer Market is showing a valuation of 37 million, and his last valuation was 12 million higher. So he's
So what I
depreciated by
was
12 million at the last valuation. So
So it's
his
now
price is
37. So
get
his
what's
at,
price is
49?
plummeting.
but what I was trying to get
Price
at
is plummeting.
is
Yeah.
how many years did he sign a contract for?
I don't know.
Because you amortize the contracts.
Yeah,
So you
yeah,
don't
yeah,
have to
yeah.
sell him for the full 72 million. But I'm just gonna throw out numbers. So let's just say he signed a 4-year contract. He's on his third year.
5 years. 5 years.
So you
So
take that
he's with us
72,
till June
70.
2028.
All right, so take that 72
So it's on his third
I
season.
divided by
5
five.
years.
So that's how much he should be depreciating by a year. He's been with us 2 years. So you take that number, and
Yeah.
then as long as you sell for over that amount, they technically sold him for a profit.
Yeah, okay. So for amortization purposes, for the books, fine, we won't lose too much on him. But that's not the goal of what the club should be doing. The goal should be to bring in high value players and maintain or increase their value and make them better players, not depreciate the stock so
Right.
rapidly.
So
I know
did the math.
amortization is going to save us from an accounting point of view, but that's not what we should be doing to players. We should be increasing their value.
Agreed.
Look at what City and Liverpool do with their players. They keep them for 5, 10 years and still sell them at a profit.
Well,
That's where we need to be.
I'm with you on that. I don't think they do it for every player, but I'm with you.
Right.
They do it for a lot. They do it
Let
for a
me
lot. They
let me
cash
ask you
in.
guys this question. Out of 100%, which out of 100%, so give me your breakdown. And how much is his fault? How much is the team not creating? And how much is it down to not having experienced players around him? So you have three options there. How much is his fault not doing well? The team not creating enough goals for him, or him not having an experienced striker to learn from?
All right, I'll read off on this one.
Go.
I will give it 60%. It's the fault of the board,
60%. Okay.
and I'll give the remaining 40% to him.
Okay.
And so the
Okay.
reason I say that is you brought him into an environment that's very dysfunctional right now.
Very
You're
dysfunctional.
swapping out amongst managers. We didn't have the established striker for him to learn off of, so I can't really fault him for that.
Right.
What I can fault him for is not improving while he's here trying to work on the little things, doing the little things right.
Right.
And so
Makes
that's where it's like you can be in this situation, but all right, you can sit there and you can feel bad, or you can sit there and figure out how can I better myself.
Right.
And that's what I'm not seeing from him right now.
Okay. Excellent. Vim, your breakdown,
Yeah.
please.
What was the question again?
So, out of 100%,
Yeah.
how much percent is his fault? How much percent is it the lack of creativity and creation of chances for him? And how much is it down to not having experienced players to work with him in the striking department?
So the system that we play at the moment is 4-3-4.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got to have two support strikers either side of him,
Right.
which would be Ahmed and Garnacho.
Right.
The relationship with Garnacho is broken.
Right.
Garnacho doesn't believe him anymore. He doesn't pass to him.
Right.
I think he had an issue with Dallo, where Dallo would be crossing the ball in, and Rasmus doesn't do much or do anything with
Right.
it. Doesn't even protect the ball. So that's his fault. That's Rasmus's fault. That's not the board's fault. You put 11 players out on the pitch, they need to go and make it work somehow.
But they're
You've got to
not
build-
believing in
Yeah.
him. They're
They don't
still
believe
not
in him.
giving him the opportunities, though.
But they still send the ball in. I mean, I don't know which. I think it was the last game that Garnacho put a lovely passing across the face of the goal.
Yeah, he missed
Where is
it
Rasmus? He's outside the
against
12-yard
Wolves.
box. Or he's in the wrong place. He's always in the wrong place. Your wingers or your wing backs or your wide forwards get into the opportunity to cross that ball in. They get to the back line. You know that ball's going to come in. It's got to come in if that's what Ruben wants them to do. So where should you be? You should be in and around the 6-yard box, anticipating where the ball's going to be, but also watching your your defenders next to you
Yeah.
and moving them, shifting them, with a little step this way or a little dummy this way, setting them off balance, and then being in the right spot to head the ball in. Now, it's difficult to know where to be exactly when the ball's going to come in, but you've got to be doing some off the ball work to lose your markers.
Marker.
He's never losing his markers. He just stands next to them, or he stands behind them, or he stands in the wrong place. So to me, he doesn't have striker instinct. He doesn't have movement of a natural poacher.
So how much percent
And
is it down to him?
so for me, his failures at the club are mostly him. The board
Wow.
put him in a difficult position because they didn't want to spend money on Harry Kane
Right.
because they thought the guy's too old, especially for the
Right.
money that's being asked. So
True.
their policy is to buy young players who
Right.
show promise, who are going to come here and then go to the next level. He hasn't gone to the next level; he's gone down a level. So I think it's mostly on him. If he's got to find a way to make it work for him best. He needs to have conversations with his players and the manager and say, look, this is not working for me. What can we do? Yeah, I don't see any improvement. I've just seen total regression with this guy.
Wow.
So what percentage would you say is on him then?
Probably 90%.
Oh, come on, gee. That's harsh. Bloody hell, you might as well
Harsh,
just say,
but mate, he cannot lead this line. He does not.
yeah,
He
but
does not
was he
have
giving the right tools?
this. Yes, he does not have striker's instinct for me. I don't see any of it. I don't see anything of which is any redeeming features of a striker, of a poacher, of a hold-up player. I don't see any of it.
Wow. So you're literally
So
just
my
saying
team.
9% is of him, 10%
Yeah.
is of the player, of the club.
Yeah, but okay. So the board, the board's fault is that they pay too much for the guy. They didn't do their research properly. They didn't do any data analytics on him.
Right.
They didn't see whether he was going to be suitable for the Premier League, and they paid too much. That's the board's fault. But
Right.
once they brought him over, he's got to fit into that team, and he's got to play like a
Eric
centre
Ten
forward or
Hag's team,
striker.
remember? Eric Ten Hag's
Eric
team.
Ten Hag's team. I don't think Eric Ten Hag wanted him. Eric Ten Hag wanted
Harry Kane.
Harry Kane, but that doesn't fit with the board's transfer policy anymore because you don't want to pay too much money for an old striker. We want to buy young players that we can keep for 10 years. So that's the fault of the board. But for the playing ability and the work he does to help the team is his fault. And if you can't play well in the system or any system, Ten Hag system or Ruben system, then he's no good
Wow.
for us.
Well, I'm not at a loss of words. I'm not surprised, but I would have thought the percentage not on him would be less than 90. It's like, whoa, that's a lot.
You come here, you go for the top job, you get offered the top job, you come here, you need to perform. You need to do the top job
He's
well.
younger. He's still
Doesn't matter.
learning
Doesn't
his
matter.
way.
We still bring in young players. We've brought in young players in the past, in the early 20s. We bring in, players who've got the right mentality and the right skill set. They can come and do well. And even if they had a few bad games, they still apply themselves. They learn from their mistakes. They work on their weaknesses. They put in extra time for training. They work on the stuff they need to work on to become better. I'm not seeing anything improve with this guy.
Okay.
I just think he's an average striker, and he needs to be in an average team.
Whoa. So you're saying he's kind of like an Everton level kind of?
Yeah, or West Ham. Maybe West Ham could use him. Maybe we could send him to West Ham. I know they need. They've only got Fulkrug up front. I think he also needs to be in a two striker system, like a 4-4-2.
Right.
He needs a striker next to him all the time. And playing with his wide forwards, I don't think it works for him.
Right.
So yeah, 4-4-2 would suit him with someone strong like Fulkrug or
So yeah, someone to
somebody
play
else.
off.
Yeah, someone to play off.
Okay.
He's
So
doomed at Man United, unfortunately.
yeah, like I said, him creating a record of being the first United striker not to have any chance on your debut.
Oh yeah, but one thing you mentioned, Tim, right, which is really important as well, is that strikers or centre forwards can also create their own chances. They do something with the ball wherever they pick it up in the final third or in the half, opposition half, and they do something and create their own chances, like Mateus Cunha does a lot. A lot of strikers do that. The stats on Rasmus is that he doesn't create any chances for himself either.
Right.
Zero. Did you see what he did the other day? Was it? I don't. I think it was the last game. He won the ball at the halfway point, got past a striker or got past a defender, and he was on goal. And he just had to square the ball across to
Yeah.
Dorgu. It was the previous game. He wasn't even able to make a pass, an open play, a wide open pass, just to get one past one player, and he completely fluffed it up. He doesn't create chances for himself. He doesn't really create chances for others. I think he's got like in 19 games. I think the whole season he's created 1 or 2 assists for an entire season, which is probably is the worst rated striker in our league. Anyway, yeah, but what you said, Tim, is correct. He doesn't create chances for himself either. Sorry, Devin. I know you like the guy behind you, but unfortunately, it's not suited for
No,
our club.
it's my thing. I will always try to support the players as much as I can until I truly believe there's no coming back for them.
Yeah,
And I can tell you right now, there's only one player in the squad who I believe that is, and it's not Hoyland.
yeah.
Wow.
Wait, that
Wow.
could be a conversation for another time, unless you want me to say the name now.
Go on then.
Onana.
There's no comeback for him.
I don't think so.
I agree. I agree with you there.
Right.
Yeah.
Let me use this opportunity to
The
welcome.
spine, right? The spine.
Yeah, I
The
fully agree with
goalkeeper
that too.
and the most forward person are the weakest players in our team.
Right.
The
Right.
the attack of that, the spear of that
Yeah.
spine, the spear of that attack, and the hub of that attack are the weakest players in this team.
Right. Well, let me use this opportunity to welcome Houston Red Army, the controversial one.
Yeah.
Ramsey, welcome to the show, representing
What's up,
USA.
man?
We're
Yeah,
good.
what's
We're
up,
good.
guys? Yeah.
Right. We're just finishing rounding up the game. What your thoughts on it quickly? And Rasmus, is it his fault he's not on fire, or is it the tools not been provided for him?
I think I think I think he doesn't get the chances. The way the team plays doesn't help him. Like we don't create enough chances. One, but I also think his movement is off. I think he doesn't make the right moves a lot too. So I think it's one of those situations where the team could help him out by creating the chances, some chances for him. But I also look at it too, like he's not really making like he's not been really making those runs that you would expect a number nine to make. And also like if it looks like he's just too easy, just bully off the ball. He's not. He feels. It looks like he's not physical enough. He's supposed to be a physical striker, but yeah. I mean, I think Rasmus he has to take some blame too, in my opinion.
Right. Okay.
In that aspect, but yeah,
All
that's
right.
just where I feel.
So, Vim, let him carry on. Let me just pop out quickly. What you assess how this game went today? Your thought on this game quickly.
Me?
No,
Who? Bems?
just keep it going. I just need to pop out quickly.
Yeah. All right. Okay, fine. So where are we then? So we've talked about the game. We've talked about
Hey guys,
Rasmus.
I'll be right back in a second. Just
Oh
one
my
second.
God. And
Oh,
then there were
okay.
two.
Yeah, for real.
50%. Right. Well, Devin, let's go into Onana because this guy really worries me, man.
All right. Where do you want me to start?
Start wherever you want to start.
All right, I'll start with it this way. What is the first job of a goalkeeper?
Stop the ball going in the net.
Correct. So we're both in agreement there with that. I believe an issue with this, it comes down to Manuel Neuer, who pretty much brought the modern day, and I say unquote, sweeper keeper, where not only was he phenomenal shot stopper, but he was also great with his feet at the same time.
Yeah.
The problem is that certain managers, once they started seeing how Bayern Munich was using him to also help with the attack as well, all these other teams, they started looking for those ball playing goalkeepers as well too. And
Hmm.
somewhere along the lines, they put more emphasis on distribution and possession from a goalkeeper over shot stopping.
Yeah.
And that's where I believe that we're in this problem right now. Because if you want my honest to God like opinion on this, the only goalkeeper in the world who's even close to playing like the Neuer style is Ederson.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
that's
And that's
because
exactly what I was thinking. And
and that is
Allison as
because
well. And
Ederson
Allison.
and I tell people this all the time. Ederson is a midfielder with gloves. And like and I hate to say this as a United fan, but that's how good he is at that.
He's great with the ball. His
So the
passes are
problem is
amazing.
that now, like they started getting everybody wanted these players for this,
Mm,
and they forgot the first. They wanted for the distribution and possession, but they
yeah.
forgot the first rule is to be a proper shot stopper as well.
Yeah.
So they bring in Onana because he was behind a very good inter defense where he didn't get exposed as much, and they
Yes,
shut off his
exactly.
distribution. They bring him
Yeah.
to us where we have a dysfunctional defense, and our players cannot retain his distribution well. How many times did we see Garnacho and Rashford losing his attempted passes to him?
Yeah.
So then we're dysfunctional there. He's trying out all these risks, and they're not working.
Mm,
It's like the second coming of Fabian Barthez.
mm,
And I look at this, and then on top of that, I'm watching his basic goalkeeper mechanics, and they are so wrong. Like he
yeah.
doesn't his techniques are incorrect as well, and
Such as?
he just like for example, when you if you're going to dive for a ball,
Yeah.
what you want to do is let's just say it's on the left side of you. You
Yeah.
want to take a power step to your left side using your left leg and to push off that left leg because you'll go
Yeah.
further than that than trying to jump with your right leg. It's
Yeah.
things like that. It's also when there's a low ball coming towards him, he has a tendency to dive over instead of to the ground and out,
Right.
which I've noticed that for countless times. You watch him with low crosses. How many mistakes has he? Low crosses driven into the box. He's fumbled it
Yeah.
for simple goals for a striker. It could be he puts our defenders into very bad positions with his passes to
Yeah.
them as
Yeah.
well. It doesn't look like there's proper chemistry with him, and especially the fullbacks to begin with.
Yeah.
And I just watch all of these things, and I've watched time and time again, and I've lost trust in him.
Me too. I lost trust in him a long time ago. The Champions League season when he was letting in 3, 4 goals every game. Thought, what is going on with this guy? But one thing I think with him is that he's always kind of clowning around, always laughing and joking. Even though he's having a bad game or plays quite badly, he's putting on this persona or this image that oh yeah, nothing bothers me, nothing phases me, and he's laughing and joking. The fact is, you're failing in your career as our number one, and everything is quite funny to you. You know, you should be game face, serious, taking your job
I can I
seriously.
can
You're
I
going
can I
back to the
can see
basics.
that it's
I,
that could be his way of keeping focus in the game because you don't want to
I,
show
I I don't think he has the
he could.
focus. This is the
What do
problem,
you
right? I think
what are
he's
you guys
covering up.
talking about?
We're talking
We're
about
talking
Nana.
about Onana.
Oh, no, no,
Yeah,
okay.
I don't think he's got the focus because everything you just described is goalkeeper's instincts. Now, when you're not under pressure, when you're training, you're gonna do all these things. You're gonna be practicing,
Yes.
springing off your stronger foot to go in the right direction.
No,
You're
it's
gonna
not about
be
stronger foot. You spring off on foot and
yeah,
whatever
but you're
direction the
springing.
ball's
You're
going.
springing off, right? So
Yeah, but
if you're
it's not
going to
always
the left, you want to
stronger
spring off
foot.
your right foot.
No,
The
no,
the
you
basic
spring off your left.
to go right.
No, you said if it's to your left,
Sorry, yeah. To go to your left, spring off your right foot. Yeah,
no, you go to left, you
spring.
spring off your left foot.
Okay, whatever it is, yeah. I'm not a goalkeeper. You've got one foot you're going to spring off, right? And
Yes,
then, the way you're deflecting the ball, the parrying the ball, you've got to practice that. Practice
yes.
your catching. Practice, concentrating, watching the ball as it comes in, predicting its trajectory, where it's going to go, where it's going to bounce. Is it going to bounce high? Is it going to bounce low? Yeah. These are all things you practice when you're not
Yeah,
in a pressurized game. And then it becomes muscle memory, and then it becomes part of your instinct. And I don't think his
exactly.
focus is really there, where it becomes muscle memory, that he's so focused on the game that everything he's been doing in practice is it would just come naturally to him. And it's not coming naturally because I don't think he's really focused. I don't think he's taking his job as seriously as he should, as other number one keepers do. And this is why I believe that his persona and the way he just laughs everything off, like it's all just a big joke, yeah. Um, I think is costing him in doing well in this job. That's why I don't see natural instinct coming through as a goalkeeper, because I don't think his mind is completely there on his job.
So let's bring in Bems now to
Yeah.
this conversation right now. Bems. So good night. Well, all right. Yeah. What time is it? What time is it
Yeah.
over by you right now?
It's it's 2:16.
All right. Afternoon, Bems. So what is your opinion on Onana?
And that guy, my opinion with about him is he's a terrible goalkeeper, man. He's I mean, the fact that the way he I mean, one big thing I don't like about him is that when he makes saves, he tends to always like punch the ball back into
The
danger
parrying, the parrying.
Yep.
every single time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
he just pads it back
Yeah.
into danger every single time. He does it like every game. Sometimes he gets away with it, but a lot of times he doesn't. Um, a goalkeeper that you expect that should be good on his feet. I mean, he is good with his feet, but then his distribution is questionable sometimes. I mean, shot stopping nowhere close to what David De Gea's output used to be. Um, and it seems like he's slow to react. He's slow to react when it comes to like when like yeah, he's not quick to get on the floor. From what I look, uh, um, yeah, man, it's in different areas, man. I think I do agree that he is good with his feet, but he's not playing with people with team members that are that can actually carry the ball, that could play well from the back. Um, but yeah, man, I think number one thing for a goalkeeper is to save. It's to save shots. That's in
Yeah.
my opinion. That's your number one job. Just keep the ball out the back of the net, and he's not been able to really do that. He's cost
So
us what Champions League
yeah,
games. He's cost us Europa League games. Yeah, it's terrible.
yeah. So the thing
You
is,
know.
like, the way players lose confidence in Rasmus, I think our same players are losing confidence in Onana, and that has an adverse effect on the team psychology, my belief. And that's you lose that motivation to do well because you've got too many weak links in the team that are going to cost you matches. That I think it does affect the psychology of this team, and I'm seeing it week after week. Did you guys see the goal from Bournemouth today and what Onana did?
Yeah.
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 He had the ball outside of the 12-yard box, and he could have gone long to one of the outfield players, but he decided to pass it back to Luke Shaw,
Yeah.
put him in a difficult position, who then gave it to Dorgu, who was also under pressure, which led to a goal.
That goes back to what
That
I was
was the
about before.
most foolish thing I've ever seen from a goalkeeper. That you've got a little bit of movement, a bit of advancement here in front of a 12-yard box. You go and find the release at the other end of the pitch. Why go backwards? It's just completely baffling. I don't understand it. I don't know if anyone saw that goal, by the way. But
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it.
did you see where
Yeah,
Onana
yeah,
started?
sorry.
His
But
starting position.
Yeah.
do you
No, what?
going back to what you asked me before when I brought that up? I said his decision making when it comes to putting players in unnecessary positions of pressure.
Yeah.
That was another example of it.
Hmm. I agree with
And,
that.
and,
And it
it's not the
happens
first
all the
time.
time.
It's not the
Yeah.
first
Every
time.
game.
It's not the second time. It's not the third time.
Yeah,
So like
it's every
that's
game.
almost every
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, in my opinion, I think, I mean, I think it was a good shot from Semenyo or whatever his name
It's a
is.
great shot. It's a great shot, but
It's
it
It's a
not
didn't need
great
to
it's
shot.
happen. It didn't need to
Yeah,
happen.
it
it's not
didn't happen.
occurred in the
He
first place.
caused it. Yeah,
We're
he
gifting
caused it.
goals away.
Yeah.
We're gifting
He
the
should not
ball
have
to
had the
the
opportunity
Yes.
in
opposition.
the first
Yes.
place.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. He wasn't smart enough to read the situation and just kick the ball
But like
long, because that wasn't a situation to play out from the back at all. He
it's I
made the
mean
wrong decision.
this is another
I
thing
want
as
to
well.
ask you guys all, right? Do you
Mhm.
believe that the weaknesses in this team is affecting the psychology of the entire team?
Oh
Oh, big
yeah.
The
time, of
weak,
course.
100%.
yes,
Yes.
100%.
Yeah.
There's too many weaknesses to talk about both on and off the
yeah.
pitch.
Yeah. Oh yeah, big time.
Because I
But
think
what I
we've
was going to
got
get back
talented
to,
players. We've got talented players in our squad. We've got good technicians. We've got some good
Hmm.
players here. Not everyone's good, but I think it's affecting everyone. It's
yeah,
like a virus.
Yeah, I
Again,
think
I
so
mean,
too.
another
Yeah.
virus.
and it's been that way ever since we allowed player power over manager power.
Yeah. That's true.
I,
I
I'm
agree with
I'm
you.
I'm not going. I'm leaving that out of it. I'm talking about technical ability of these players.
Right.
No, but what
That
I'm saying is the players know, the players have it. Because how many players have we sent out on loan or sent elsewhere, and we start to see the real version of these players?
That's
yeah.
Two
true.
mates accounts.
You're very right, Devin. You're very right. Let's use this opportunity to welcome Mr. Fortress, representing UK. Ken, welcome to the show.
We should have to give Kenny another name, Mr. Fraud List.
Hey guys, hey guys, how's it
What's up,
going?
Mr. Fortress? How you doing, man?
Mr.
Mr.
Fraud
Fortress.
List.
I'm good. I'm good.
No, Mr. Fraud List.
I'm,
Mr. Fraud List.
I'm surprised you guys are happy, man. I'm upset today, man.
I mean, I can't cry.
I'm
I
really
cannot
upset,
cry.
man.
I'm not going to let them
No,
destroy my week. No way.
Yeah,
They're gonna go to the mansions and have the nice
no,
time and
I'm
keep
even,
moving.
yeah,
Okay,
no,
it's
I'm even
I
talking
think he's
about
referring.
Liverpool.
Yeah,
Talking
Liverpool
about,
win the
yeah.
league. I know that's what you're talking
we're
about.
not we're not talking we're not talking about trying to be happy.
No,
Mm.
please,
We're
man. Don't
dissecting the
don't
player.
don't ruin the day.
I'm not bringing
Let's
Liverpool
not
into
go
this.
there.
No,
Don't go
no.
It's
there.
already ruined. It's
Can
already ruined.
can we kick Ken out the chat now if he's going to bring
Yeah,
this up?
yeah, yeah. Don't not mention that
I'm just telling
L
you
word.
guys of how upset it
Mm.
is. Just
L
look
Oh,
word.
at when Fergie left us 2 titles behind ahead of these guys. You know
Can we not talk about
how
these
they've
guys? Come
managed to
on.
come back. We need to talk about it because
Not in
we've
this
made
show.
bad decisions.
No, we were having
We
a great
made bad
analysis of our
decisions.
team and our
See,
players.
But our team's rubbish.
because they won the title
We know our
today,
team's
I'm
rubbish.
not discussing
Yeah.
Liverpool today. No,
Honestly,
I
Okay,
Kenny,
can't
all
do
right.
we,
it. I
Kenny,
I'll leave
can't.
Devin, and I were, and
I'll
Tim
leave
were
it.
having a
I'll leave it.
fantastic
I'll leave it.
discussion about some deep analysis of this team. We should stick with that.
I'll leave it.
Right.
Yeah,
So,
leave
I
it.
mean, am I happy with today's performance? No, but I'm happy we didn't get beat. It would have been game number 16th in the Premier League. We would have lost. So they saved some pride. They fought to the end. They got a result, and whatever. 1 point, one position up. It's sad. It is pathetic. But this is who we are.
Nothing to be proud of, though. Nothing to be
No,
proud of. The only
it is
reason
who
we
we
got
are.
a point was because
It- it-
they had a player sent off.
right.
That's
But
purely down to
overall,
it.
we had
If
more
Bournemouth,
possession. We just
Bournemouth
can't
had,
finish.
if Bournemouth, yeah, if Bournemouth had 11 men on the pitch, there's no way we would have got a draw in that game. We would have definitely lost that game, 100%.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
it is what it is.
It
Yeah.
is what it is. I mean, next week we're going away to Brentford, and it's going to
But
be just as bad as this one. Actually,
so
fighting a slugfest.
but at the end of the day, and
Ken,
as I was
move
saying
up a bit.
before, I hate to say this as a United fan.
There you go. Cheers.
The focus has to be on Europa League right now.
Yeah, I agree, but at the
That
same
It
time,
is.
because
Amrin just
that
can't
is
just he
It
can't
it
just
that
not
is.
is
show up.
our
He can't just
only
not show
chance
up.
of playing in Europe next year, which then allows more money to come in, which then allows for more transfers for this surgery that we need to rebuild this squad.
Yeah, but
And
Devin, don't you think that we need to have some sort of momentum going into this? Look at Spurs; they got wiped 5-1. There's no way they're going to Bodo Glimt and with confidence looking to thinking we're going to win that
so
game. They're not going to
Did
win
they
that
play a
game.
full
They've
hear
just
squad
been
or they
wiped
played with
I
young
5-1.
people?
I hear exactly everything
They
you're
play
saying,
no, they played
but then
squad.
again,
Yeah,
we've known this team, Manchester United, for how many seasons now, plays absolute dog shit in the Premier League, but when it comes to the cup competitions, all of a sudden plays incredible.
right.
So, I mean, I hear what you're saying about the
True.
momentum, but I also think that it was unnecessary risk of risking injuries, especially when we saw what Bournemouth was doing to Garnacho all match. And obviously, he's going to be one of the players that we need for the Europa League. I've been saying this before for countless now. These players who are on the fringe of making it into the first team, Amas, Fredrickson, for example, and Cheeto, I would like to see them get more minutes in Premier League
Yeah.
experience. And
I
and
And
so
agree.
Sekou
I
Kone as
agree.
well. I don't know why he hasn't played.
sorry, wait,
Yeah,
what'd you say?
Sekou Kone Sekou Kone. It's a very highly regarded midfielder that we bought from I don't know yeah from
So,
Africa. He's really good. He's meant to be very solid.
so he
The video
he
that
could be
You
someone
another
see,
one
posted
of
in
the
the group,
there's
concerns.
one
he was
thing being
playing.
good. Can he
Yeah,
adapt to Man United and adapt to the EPL? It's two different things,
yeah,
man.
but play him now. Play him in the league now. There's nothing to do in the league. Just
True,
bring him
I
on.
That's
Give
agree.
what
him 15, 20 minutes.
that's exactly what I'm trying to say, and that's why I thought it was an unnecessary risk playing all those players today, like Ten Hag, like wow, like Amram did.
So question is then, Devin, to you first, and then everyone else. Ruben knows that the priority is the Europa League, and he needs
Yes,
key players to be fit.
yes.
Why is he not playing the fringe players in these
Well,
Premier League games? Why do we
like
think that's happening?
I believe this was just because they had not played like Bruno. Bruno sat out what Bruno didn't start the last match, I think it was. And it's just to make sure they still have minutes in their
And
legs,
he
still
played
have
the
some
full
purpose
game.
going into Thursday. That is what I believe.
But
But
people
I
like
also think,
Garnacho, they all played 90 minutes.
yeah, like I was talking before, like I really thought that we were seeing a lot more of the fringe players coming in. But my thinking is that Amram was thinking we can get something out
Look,
of this match, so we got to keep them in.
Right.
look, guys, right? We had a whole week off, right? You
Mm.
can't you can't not play your starters for more than a week and a half, and then
That's
That's
what
what
I
I'm
was
saying.
saying
you
as
You're
well.
not
you
attacked.
you have to give him
Yeah.
minutes. You have to give him minutes before that Europa League
Mhm.
game.
Right,
Yeah,
right. So,
yeah.
how
You have to.
confident
Yeah.
is everyone on Thursday? Devin, go
Oof.
first.
I'm actually very confident.
Huh?
Okay.
I
Are
I
you
really
seeing
I
this?
really believe.
You-
No, like what
Are
I'm
you
saying is right
seeing?
now, I really believe so long as Onana keeps his mouth shut and actually shows up and just plays the basics, that we have a good chance in this match.
How
To
did
to
they, does
to,
anyone know
to,
how
to at
Bilbao
least
played this weekend?
to at least bring it back with a draw or a lead. I believe that, and then we can win it. We can win it in the second leg,
Right,
especially hoping, fingers crossed, that Ahmad is back.
right. So, Ken, how confident are you on Thursday?
I'm not confident, Tim. I'm extremely nervous
Right,
as possible, as I've ever been. I'll be watching that game, just my heartbeat just going up and down.
right.
This is it. Normally we would have had something to hold back.
Mm,
This is like all your
everything,
eggs in
all
one
in one
basket,
basket.
everything, like winner takes all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're playing a team that
How did they
that
do yesterday?
have
Does anyone know?
Hold on.
I don't
I'm
know,
trying to
but
look at, I'm trying to look at their injuries right
yeah, they,
now.
they won.
Yeah.
They won 1-0 on Wednesday. But that's not. Let me see. They play this weekend. I'll find it. Vim, can you check, please?
What's the question?
Bilbao's yesterday. Did they win?
Athletic
They
Bilbao,
put
did
they
they win?
beat Las Palmas 1-0. Real Madrid they lost. Real
Not even sure.
Sociedad is 4th of May. They beat Las Palmas 1-0. That's it. 23rd of April.
Yeah, that was on Wednesday. Yeah, on Wednesday. That was the
Yeah.
last one. Yeah.
I mean they're an okay team, aren't they? They're 4th place in
La
Spanish
Liga.
league.
We are
Yeah.
But
15th.
yeah, do you know what scares me? What scares me is the fact that the final is at their stadium. That's the
Right.
Yeah.
one thing.
The
They
incentive.
Yeah.
Imagine if the final was at Old Trafford. Yeah, well, if the final was at Old Trafford, like team, we all would be doing that would give us extra motivation, 20% more energy. But yeah, I'm not confident. I'm not.
Bams.
I,
How
I'm
confident are you
not.
for Thursday?
I said I've been saying this. This is the points where United's season ends.
Oh
Yep.
God.
This is where our season officially will end.
You and
It may
Kenny are
not be this
aligned
Thursday.
for once.
It may not be this Thursday, but between this Thursday and next Thursday, our season will be officially over.
Yeah.
So
Well,
so
I
so
mean,
Bam, you can't see us getting to the final.
Man, I think it's possible,
Hmm.
but going against Atletico Bilbao, the way I mean, just like you said, they're gonna be very motivated to get to the
Mm.
finals because the finals at home. And then looking at the way we've been playing, uh, um, the only edge I'll give us is that we're the only undefeated team in Europe. If we can carry that going, that I would say that's the only advantage
Right.
in our
When
in
was the
our
last time they won
side.
a
But
trophy? Vim, can you
it's
check
gonna
when
be
was the
hard.
last time they won a
It's gonna be hard.
trophy? I mean, I
And you're
am
going
conf
against players like Nico Williams, man.
he's
That
not gonna
guy,
play. I heard he's
Nico.
he's
injured.
not going to be
No, he's
fit.
injured.
He's
He's
not going to be
injured.
fit.
Yeah. So
Oh,
yeah.
they
Are
won.
you
They won
sure?
today, 2-0.
Are you
Brother and
sure?
Right.
Are you sure? The last I checked, that's
No.
I think the last game
They're
he was on
saying
the
it would
bench,
be a
right?
miracle if he's fit for the second leg.
Wait, hold on. But the last game, was he on the bench or did he play? Just check.
No, he was out.
He's
He
been
was out
out.
completely the last game.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, but maybe
okay.
they're saving it.
Vim,
Maybe he'll be.
Vim, when
Yeah.
was the
Yeah, he's
last
he's
what was
gonna
the
play. He's gonna play on
okay.
in
Sorry,
one
yeah,
of those
what was that?
games for
What
sure.
was the last trophy Atletico
They won.
Bilbao
Last
actually
trophy
won?
was in 1946.
What the?
No,
Ooh,
I'm just making it up.
no,
No
no,
joke.
no.
Just
They
making
won
it
the
up.
Nah,
Spanish
nah,
Cup
nah, nah,
last
I
season.
don't.
They won.
nah, nah.
They
That
won
that
the
No,
can't
what
be
I was
Spanish
true.
gonna
FA
say.
Cup last season. Guys, listen, they won the FA Cup last season.
Did they have an FA Cup?
Damn.
Spanish Cup. I'm looking at it
Oh
now.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
What is
Look,
the
they're
Copa
So
del
they're
just
Rey?
not bad side.
look. Do you think?
No,
No,
they're a good
Do you
side though.
think?
They're a good side.
Let me ask you a question, guys. Do you think Villarreal are a good team generally? I think they've beaten us in Europa League, haven't they?
Yeah, they seem
Yeah,
consistent.
Yeah, they're a good
yeah,
team. Yes, they are.
yeah. They're above them. Real Betis, are they any good? Atletico
Real
Madrid,
Real
are they
Betis.
Betis
any
are
good?
okay.
Atletico Madrid, are they
Oh,
good?
good team. Yeah,
Very
they've
Of
always
course,
been
man.
They're
Of
just
course.
behind. They're just behind them
Simeone.
in the league.
There you go.
They're a good
Simeone.
team.
Oh no.
They are a good
Oh
They're a
team.
man.
very
Yeah, so
good
they're
team.
a good
They are.
team. They're just behind Atletico Madrid. So
The
they're going to
thing.
give us a really tough game. They're going to play
Oh
crisp
yeah.
passing, great
Oh
possession of the
They're
yeah.
going to be
ball,
tougher than
and
Leon.
The
they're
thing
going to
is,
be
we are
hammering
suited.
our
Yeah.
defense.
Yeah,
Yep,
we
they
are
will.
more suited for Europe though. The way our team plays, we're more
Yeah, our
suited
team is
for
built for
Europe.
Europe, though. That's
We're
the thing.
built for
Our,
Europe.
our, te- our team is built for cup competitions. That's what it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, cup. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Yeah, yeah. Cup comes. That's
But
basically what
what,
Ten Hag built
yeah,
a
but what
cup
does
a
that
cup team.
mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? What does it mean being built for cup
Where
competitions?
it's, for example, like you don't have to have all the endurance of playing a 38 match season.
Yeah,
You just have
exactly.
to make sure that you show up on the day of the competition. Anything can happen.
Exactly. Yeah, because for
And
cup competition, it's less games, right?
you also know now in the
Basically,
competition, you can pretty much play with nothing to lose.
yeah.
Because in the league is pretty much done. So they
Yeah.
So
don't have
they're
the same
not. So
motivation to come up for
we're
that
not an
versus the
endurance
winning
team.
silverware.
We're like a 100-meter sprint team. That we're good for small individual
You're,
races. We're not built for
Yeah, that's it.
endurance.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
it.
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
much.
We're not.
Pretty
We're not.
much.
We're not to be built for endurance. You have to be a physical team. We are
Yeah.
not a physical team. That's why we can't. That's why we can't
I
progress in the
also
Premier
I
League.
also think that our squad depth is shit.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's a
I
big
agree.
factor in
Yeah,
it as well.
Wow.
you need
Wow.
legs in that squad, man, to be able
Athletic
to make it.
Bilbao. Hear this out.
Hmm. Yeah.
Athletic Bilbao have won a total of 24 Copa del Rey titles.
Wow.
24.
That's a
Yeah.
lot, bro.
They won the
Second,
FA
Wow.
only
Cup last
second to
season.
Barcelona. They have also 8 La Liga titles, placing them fourth amongst the most successful clubs in the Spanish league.
They're a big Spanish team, bro.
Yep.
Yeah, they're good.
Yep. And they're
And
a Basque
3 Spanish
club,
Super
which
Cups.
means that they don't believe it. They don't believe in the Spanish government. So they've got this rebellion side, which makes them more hungry on the pitch. They want to prove that they should have their own nation. So when they play football, the players are more passionate. Apparently, Chris was saying it. They only sign players from within the Basque
Yes.
country. If you guys
Yes.
know about how
Wow.
that works. Yeah, they only
Wow.
sign players with it because of the. It's like basically playing an Everton. Like teams
Mm,
like Everton, they
mm.
believe that that they're the best, kind of the
Local.
Millwall. So in terms of heart, yeah, they've got heart, they've got passion. So when it comes to it, the last thing we have is passion and heart. Our team just a
Wow.
bunch
So,
of
so
sweet
they
boys.
don't believe in the Spanish government. So they're like Barcelona and
Yeah,
Catalonia, that they're
exactly.
more
Yeah,
geared
yeah, like
towards
Barcelona.
Catalonia, and
Yeah,
these guys are part of Basque
yeah,
country.
Mm,
Wow.
wow.
yeah,
So
exactly.
they are a
So
very well organized, well run club.
yeah, with a lot of passion.
Wow. Okay. Throwing
Yeah,
that well, after that kind of news you dropped, it's gonna be a slugfest on Thursday. I say that. We
Yeah.
have to get a result.
Yeah.
Not a draw. We have to get a result if we're gonna have any. We need to get a result. We can't afford to lose
yeah.
out there. We got to get
And you know what?
something.
What worries me, team? What worries me, Tim, is the fact that normally in the past you could say, "Oh yeah, let's just get a 0-0 and bring them back
No,
to Old
that ain't gonna
Trafford."
work anymore.
Seeing what happened last time, we could be 2-0 up and come to Old Trafford and lose 3-0. It's
It's
just
happened.
Ken, don't do
Yeah.
that. Don't wish that on us, please, please,
Nah,
please,
all
please.
right.
nah. We got to go to
Ca-
church
Well,
and pray for this one.
Can I
it's
suggest something,
reality.
Tim?
Mhm.
Can I suggest something,
Go
right?
on.
Let's split this between us, right? So we know everything's is hinged upon this Europa League game.
Mm.
Um, how would we like to see the team sheet? How would we like to see which team or which players are playing again in this European competition? Like if we say
Good
first
question.
3, middle 4, last 3, and goalkeeper. Should we
Okay.
do a round table?
Yeah,
What
we
we
do.
would like?
All right, so let's start. Obviously he's gonna play a 3-4-3.
Yeah.
The goalkeeper is gonna be Onana, unfortunately.
But is that
Hmm.
forget about who's going to play? Who do you want as the goalkeeper? Who do you want? What's your wish
Oh,
list?
I'm not confident with either.
Mm.
So you gotta stick with
mm.
Onana. Because I think Bayangir wasn't even in the squad today. So I don't know if he has an injury or something as well.
Yeah.
So it's so then if that's the case, it's either Onana or Tom Heaton, who has not
And
played all season.
Okay.
Onana's played in the Champions League final as well, so he's got experience.
So it's going to be him. Now,
Yeah.
now for the back three.
Let
Is
someone else do the back three. Let's split it
okay.
up.
Okay, I'll do the back three.
Do the back
Back
three, Ken.
three. Maguire's gonna start. Is this what I want to play? Who I want to play, or
Your
what?
wish
What I
list,
think?
yeah. Who do you want
Okay,
in the lineup?
so I would play. Oh, so no Dallo. I
He's
would
out. He's out.
play.
He's out for the season anyway.
Oh, Maguire struggles against technical players.
Is Delict
Um,
fit? Is
so
Delict fit?
Euro. I don't. He's not. No, if he didn't play today, so he's not gonna play on Thursday if he didn't play today. So Euro, I'll put Euro in there. I have to play Maguire because the lid's not there. And then the third centre back will have it looks like it's gonna be Luke Shaw.
Hmm.
Yeah.
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 Luke Shaw, and then Mazraoui will play right centre back, right wing back, and that's it. So that's another team. Yeah, so that would be my back three: Euro, Maguire, and Shaw. Unfortunately, there's no one else.
Hmm.
Tim, you want to do midfield?
I'll go with Ugarte, Casemiro, and Menu.
One more?
Bruno.
It's wing. I think the wing backs come into midfield, don't they?
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with
Yeah, yeah,
Menu,
wing back. That
Casemiro,
was
and um Ugarte.
Okay.
But isn't it's playing? We're playing four in the midfield, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay, then throwing Bruno, making the fourth.
what about your
Yeah.
wing backs? Wing backs.
Oh, Dogu
Hmm.
He
and
was dodgy today, Dorgu.
Garnacho.
Garnacho's a
No,
front
wing
three.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Garnacho can
So
play there.
let me
Mazraoui.
see.
So
Sorry,
realistically,
Mazraoui.
you have
Mazraoui and Dogu.
Yeah,
you have two midfielders and two wing backs. Realistically,
because we're away from home. We're
Yeah,
away from
that's
home. We
right.
have to be defensive, so we can't play an attacking wing back. He has Dogu's good at
yes.
defending.
Mhm.
Mazraoui's good at defending, so they can
But the thing is, our wing backs are
tuck in and make
defensive
a
anyway.
five at the back.
Our
So
wing backs are defensive.
Anyway,
They're not
exactly.
attacking.
do you know honestly what I think the best lineup will be? It'll be our lineup from today, with the exception of Ugarte for Kobe.
Mm.
Mm.
Mhm.
Realistically, with what we have, that is
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
think
yeah.
this
That's
lineup
probably
will
it.
be.
That's what's gonna happen.
So you're
Yeah,
not
Yeah.
rating Kobe then
yeah.
at
That's
the
what's
moment.
gonna happen.
No, Kobe will come off the bench because we need the winners for the late goals.
Mm.
We need
Mhm.
those legs for the late goals.
Yeah, it's not ready to start.
Right. Okay, who's doing the attack?
Well,
It's
Ben's
gonna be
disappeared.
Bruno. It's gonna be Bruno Garnacho Hoyland. So,
God, you were taking them all, man.
am I wrong? Am I
No,
wrong?
no. I want Ahmad there. Bloody hell.
Is he gonna be fit?
What?
Not yet. Not
No,
yet.
he
Not
won't
He's
play.
yet.
not
He
ready
won't
yet.
play.
Then he has to
That's
be
the
No, no.
problem.
Garnacho. And I'd
Yeah,
prefer to have Xerxes, but he's injured as well.
he's
Yeah.
out for
So
the
it has to be
season.
Garnacho, Bruno, and who's the other one?
Ireland. That's
Well,
Oh,
it.
I can't say his name anymore.
So the goal he scored today, is that gonna give him a confidence
Mm.
boost for
Thank you.
to get a
You
goal?
missed the beginning of our chat and this because
Mm.
I said
Oh, okay.
that thing. I said the
hopefully that
exact thing.
can lift him. That can lift him.
Yeah.
Hopefully it can lift him. And you know the Spanish teams at home, they are full of tricks and all sorts of
Mm, yeah.
feigning
That's
Fouls.
injuries.
Yeah.
that's why I was kind of glad we
Ivan.
went through this today because Bournemouth basically played like a La Liga side with all the
Yeah,
antics we're doing
yeah,
today.
yeah,
Now
Mm.
you
yeah,
know what to expect,
yeah, yeah. I mean, I see a 2-2 draw.
which is a positive result for us.
I see a 2-2 draw
Yeah.
in
As as
Spain.
as long
We
as
just
as long
we
as it's
just
not because of
yeah.
stupid mistakes from Onana, that's a positive result for us.
I see
Yeah.
2-2.
But
What
you
do
know,
you guys see?
we need Lady Luck to go for us. You know, first 10 minutes, cross comes in, someone handles in the penalty area. We get a penalty. Bruno scores 1-0 up. As we try to attack someone, clean sweeps one of our players, straight red card, down to 10 men. And then we're sorted. Do you know what I mean? Can you imagine that?
That would be nice. A
One
great
nil up,
start.
10 men, he goes through the game, get another goal, 2-0 up, come to Old Trafford. You know?
I
I wish.
mean,
I wish.
I'm
It can
I
predicting
happen,
wish.
guys.
I'm
It can
predicting a
I
happen.
2-2
wish.
draw. What, Vim, what's your prediction?
Is it home or so it's away? Yeah,
Oh,
first
wait,
leg.
first leg, bro.
It's
Um,
away. It's away. Yeah, it's away.
I haven't watched Athletic Bilbao, so but I'm assuming they're going to play possession
You
football.
have. You saw them yesterday play Real Madrid, no? Remember?
No,
No, that's
that was
Barcelona.
last week, but I was
Okay.
just it was kind of in the background. I didn't properly
Oh,
watch
you
them,
won't in the
but they
background.
defended really well,
Okay.
and that's against a potent attack. Not the most potent attack, but much better attack than ours, and so I think they're going to find it quite easy to defend against
So
us.
here's another thing as well. They have not played since the 23rd.
Yeah,
Why?
so
Yeah,
they've got more
yeah.
rest.
Because the Spanish teams, not just in Europe, all the European teams, they get, the
Yeah,
fixtures are
they always
arranged to
give
suit
them
them.
some
It's
time
just
off.
England. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's just in England that
See
they,
the advantage? That's
that we
an
get messed
advantage
up.
for the
Yeah,
FA of that
yeah,
country.
yeah, yeah, yeah. All around, all the countries around Europe do it. Just
Wow.
in England, except
Wow.
England.
Well. FA is not
So
postponing
I'm looking
nothing.
at this right now. Nico Williams played 25 minutes in that match, even though he
Uh-oh.
said he missed the
Oh,
Madrid
he's
match.
playing
But
then.
I don't know what's happening with that.
He'll
But
be
maybe
playing.
they're saving him for the big match, the
Maybe
Europa.
they are.
Yeah,
That's what
Uh-oh.
I'm trying to look
yeah.
and see what
And
what
he's
they're
going to be
saying
going
about it.
against who?
Well, hold on.
Mazraoui?
I'm
Well, I
telling you
can't
guys,
remember.
he's gonna play. He's gonna
He's
play
only a
Europa
left
League
winger.
against
He's
us.
only a left winger, if I remember correct.
Yeah, yes, and
Yeah,
Mazraoui will deal with him. Mazraoui, if we play Mazraoui and Euro and that on that side, it'll be fine. If we play Maguire, then it's Mazraoui will work too hard. But Mazraoui and Euro, and then Luke Shaw and Dogu, they're both left-footed, so
Hmm.
hopefully that will help complement. I think we'll be defensively we should be okay, like you said, except Onana. There's no one else to cover for Onana.
No, there isn't. So
Because
what?
Casemiro and Ugarte will cover for Maguire.
Yeah.
But Onana, this
So Devin, what's your predicted score? Or you don't want to predict?
Uh, um, I'm gonna go with 2-2.
2-1.
No, 2-2.
2-0. Okay. Okay. Bams?
Oh, what else? Okay, I think I'll go with
You're breaking up.
I'll go with 2-1. We lose
Okay.
2-1. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
2-1.
Uh,
We lose.
Mr. Fortress.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. 2-1 to me.
I'm gonna go with 1-0 United. Come on, United. Come on, man.
Vim.
That's
1-0.
the most optimistic I've heard you in a long time, Ken.
Um,
1-0. Yes.
I can't see us winning this game. So 1-0 or 2-1.
To them
Yeah,
or to us?
to Bilbao. It's their
Yeah.
home stadium, right? They're going to be hyped up.
Mm.
They're a better team. They're in better form, and we don't really have any goal scorers.
Right.
I just can't see us winning unless we fluke it.
Right. Well. Right. Any last questions?
Well, this would
Yes,
pretty much be the first Europa League game we lose, right?
yeah. So I've got a
This
question
will be.
actually. So did you all watch the Bournemouth game today?
Yes.
Yes.
I
Do you any?
didn't. I
Do you,
just no,
so you all watched, yeah? Kenny
Yeah.
as well, yeah. What is
no.
going on with our possession football? Why can't we just do the basics and keep the ball?
Because I think they're trying to play Amram's system right now, and they're just trying to use that's what I think they're doing with the Premier League right now. They're trying to figure out how to play a system, and Amram's trying to figure out which players can actually play it and which players can't. Because from what I've been told, especially from sporting people, is Amram will play his system no matter what. He will not change it no matter what. So that's what I think it's about. But I mean, I saw some crazy stat like we had like 69% possession today, which I'm like, that's great and all, but I don't care
Yeah.
about that. I care about what you do with it and how you finish.
Yeah. We put a lot of
Isn't that
balls
because
coming
of the
from the
10 men?
left. A lot
Yeah,
of
that
balls
that
from
was
the
Isn't that
left.
because
mostly
of the
because
red
of
card?
10 men. Yeah. But
Yeah.
generally, though, if you look at possession of Bournemouth, it's pretty slick. They can move the ball around quite
They take more
comfortably.
counter-attacking
They're
though.
they're they're available, but they're slick with their possession as well. They play really good
Yes.
possession football, and they look very confident as well. Whereas when I was watching all
Mm.
of our players, when they get the ball, it is like they don't know what to do with it. It's like a hot potato. I need to get rid of this quickly. I need to move it
Yeah.
on. I need to find someone to pass to. And
right.
they're looking for
True.
the nearest person to pass the ball to and just get rid of it. No one, and I've not seen like the best teams. When you've got the ball, you've got 2 or 3 options nearby that you can reach, that
Right.
players are available to pass to. I don't see any of our players coming to the other
Right.
players
Right.
to
Very
receive the ball.
true.
Come and give me the ball. Come and give me the ball. No
Right.
one wants the ball. It's like, oh, don't give me the ball. Oh, I'm going to hide behind this player. It's like no one wants to take responsibility or accountability or carry this team forward. Apart from Bruno, I see Bruno coming for the ball because he's always wants it. He wants to be at the hub of everything. But generally, I'm seeing a lot of people shying away from the ball, and our team looks so disjointed. And whether it's the Amarin system or not, I just feel these players are atrocious in the way they play. That
Wow.
basic possession football at this level
Mm.
is that you've got to be there for the rest of the team. You've got to be there
Right.
for others. Tim, if you've got the ball, I need to come towards you to give you an outlet. Give you an
Yeah.
outlet.
Yeah.
But not only
Yeah.
that, Kenny needs to be there, Bems needs to be there, Dev needs to be there to be an outlet. When I
Right.
get the ball, someone's going to be nearby me that I can turn and move the ball forward. And they're not doing that. They're not coming together to
That's
support each
very
other.
true. Very true.
And that for me is the reason why we can't play possession football.
That's
That
so
these
true.
players are damaging us big
It ain't
time.
good enough.
I don't think
Ben's
they I don't
answered
think
it.
no,
They're just
I
not
don't
good
think
enough.
I don't think it's not even they're good enough.
Yeah.
I don't think they care or they want to do well.
I,
Certain
I,
players
I
do.
think they're just not good enough.
Ugarte does. There's other players that want to do well.
Ahmad.
The wing backs are really bad in our team, even Dorgu included.
Yeah.
Dalot and Luke
Yeah.
Shaw are atrocious. Garnacho's really bad with the ball and he's really bad in front of goal. Kobe, I think, has not been playing well, although
No.
he's a Man United kid through and through. Onana, as we know, I don't think he cares really enough about this team.
Terrible.
And from
Rasmus.
Lindelof looks disinterested.
Yep.
Anyway, that's my theory on possession football. Why don't we play it well? Does anyone else have a theory?
I just think the quality is not as good as it should be at that level, at this level. So we tend to, just string 3 passes, break down. String 2 passes, it break down. I just think the quality is not there. And I think this comes down to purchasing of the players to play into this system. So I put it down to quality. I won't, yes, some of them might have switched off mentally, psychologically, but I still think it's the qualities. We just don't have the quality players. We just don't have it.
The other thing as well, right? Everyone knows that the goalkeeper's pretty awful. In the first half, what I observed is that the ball, as soon as we got to around the midway point, we didn't know how to progress that ball forward. We didn't know how to get it forward. We didn't know how to penetrate that final third. And just to keep possession, for possession's sake, which is why the stats are there, we always go back. We won't go back to defenders. Defenders don't know what to do with it, so they go back to Onana. Onana gets the ball and he moves it forward, and then we lose possession because it tries to go to Rasmus. And that just keeps happening, the same thing. Rasmus loses the ball, Bournemouth attack. We then intercept, tackle, get the ball back, but we don't know how to penetrate the final third, so we go back. It goes back to Onana, Onana goes back to Rasmus, and it's the same, rinse and repeat. It goes to Onana, it goes forward, it comes straight back. Goes forward, comes straight back.
Okay, I see that.
So, is that the system? Is that the players? Is it all the above? Is it everything?
I think it's all of the above.
I mean, so this brings me on to another point, right? Unless there isn't much money in the club, if Ruben can't make it work with the hub of this team at the moment, how the hell is he going to make it work next season?
I think if he's not properly backed, he walks.
But he's not going to be properly backed.
He will walk.
We ain't got the money.
So
we ain't got the money.
There is no chance. There's no chance he walks. He's not going to walk out on millions, man.
Yeah, but what does
not gonna
properly
walk out on
backed
millions.
mean? How many players do we need to change to make this work? Do we need 10 players, 8 players?
No. I would say 6, 7 players.
No. You need more than 6 players.
So I'll put.
No, I mean for now, it's impossible to get more than 6 or 7 in a summer.
When I say
Go climb.
This summer transfer window, 4 solid players.
4.
Yes, a goalkeeper, a striker, a right back, and a center mid.
I think that makes sense. Right. Okay.
Anything else after that is just a little bit of extra sprinkles on it.
Bonus. Right, right.
So
Any
I've
more
got one
questions?
final question.
I've already
Yeah,
said
Okay.
one
my name.
final question.
Okay,
Yeah,
you go, Ken.
one final question. Would you take? I put this in the group. Would you take a 5 point deduction and break the bank, get a loan from one of these, you know, the world's richest banks, get a 300 million pound loan, get the players that Amorim wants, and then take a 5 point. If we get players like Osimhen and all the players that I posted in the group, Cunha, Semenyo, we could do with player like someone like Semenyo on the right, Mitoma, Brighton, Mbuemo, those type of players.
If
Ederson, Atalanta, Diogo Costa for a goalkeeper.
if
You're gonna the top four is already guaranteed. It's just by how much, right? So if you lose 5 points and you get a fine,
I'll take
then
it.
you're all right.
I'll take it.
Yeah, but
That's what I'm
here's the
saying.
issue. Here's the issue that I see right now. Because we all know how whenever something involved in Man United, the FA likes to make a bigger example out of us than anybody else.
Yeah,
So
but
my
teams have
fear,
already been fined
no,
two
but
points,
yes,
four
yes, I know
points.
they set a precedent already, and this is where it
Mm-hmm,
comes down to what's going to happen now with the City trial. But my
mm-hmm,
fear is that somehow the rules will get changed later on because I see people are finding loopholes like this. Chelsea, I'm looking at you, but they're finding loopholes, so they'll make the punishments even harsher. So if the penalty stays with 5 points, and
mm-hmm.
we can take the deduction and still finish in the Champions League places. Yes.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
5 points is nothing. That's one win and a couple of draws.
Yeah, but 5 points can
We've
also be the
lost how
difference
many
between
how
Champions
many
League versus
cases?
Conference League. So
I
that's
know,
the other thing.
but we're 15th. We're 15th sorry, 14th in the league. And we're how many points? About 30, 40 points off Liverpool. We need something that even if we get docked right now, even if we get docked 10 points and we're closer to Liverpool, it'll be all right, you know?
I'll take
Rather
five
than
points.
But Ken,
rather
Kenny,
than going into the
it's
market
never going to
buying
happen. You know that. It's never
FFP,
ever
FFP.
going to happen.
Yeah,
You
it's
know
just
that, right?
annoying.
You know
Right.
it's never going to happen.
Right, gentlemen, we have come to the end of the show today. Thank you very much for all your time and your contributions to the show. And give a big shout out to the UK crew, Vim. Thank you very much for joining us today. Much appreciated. Mr. Fortress, don't worry. Put a smile on your face. Rasmus will make it work for you on Thursday.
Hat trick.
The American
Ireland
crew, I
hat
want
trick.
to reach out to Devin and Mr. Fortress. Thank you very much, guys. And the controversial one. Thank you very much, guys. You have a wonderful
Thanks, man.
week, and we'll see you on the next one. Glory, glory.
Man
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 United.
United.
See
United.
you on the
Man
next one.
United.
Take care.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.